Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dice Cast. I am Russell, and with me I have.
Fishman.
Well, last we left off, Aquans and Jonas were continuing their efforts to liberate Vyrn's Run and made substantial progress on that front. After a surprise visit from another member of the Court of the Seven, presumably one of the other ruling seven, in which he decided to put Fortuna a bit back in her place and how she was failing in the eyes of the court in Vyrn's Run. He also he gave her some additional reinforcements and supplies before teleporting away with Bree, taking away one possible remaining issue for our party in Vyrn's Run.
Yep.
From there, the party continued their efforts to dismantle the court's hold, and were quite successful. They liberated the Revenant, dealt with the deep sea ghast-like creature,
Yep.
and the remaining members of the court's forces, including a summoned shadow demon, which Aquans banished.
Yep.
Following this, it seemed that Fortuna was down to just her last few troops. And we decided that after summoning a pair of earth elementals and ensuring that we were disguised as to hide our identities, that it was time to put an end to her reign.
Yep. And here we are, 6 seconds later.
Yes. So we've just finished the conjure elemental spells. We each have an earth elemental standing here.
Yep. My instructions to mine is first to swim underground and occupy a spot right underneath Fortuna and wait for my signal, which is I'm going to stomp twice. They have tremor sense, so they'll pick that up.
Yep.
And then to burst through the ground and continually beat on her until she's a pulp.
All right. So that's your instructions to your elemental.
Yeah, I would like you to instruct yours how you choose, but the trigger to be the same, so they both burst through the ground at the same time.
Considering we do know for the fact that when I was using clairvoyance to look from a bird's eye view, that she still has at least two commanders with her.
Yep.
I think it might be a good idea for me to send my elemental after them, just so we
Yeah.
have them both covered.
Sure.
I'll inform you of the same instructions, and we send them under the ground.
They start swimming forward.
Yes, they're going to start trying to get in position.
The other thing, something I've never done before, is could you cast mage armor on me, please?
Okay, I was going to ask if you wanted me to do that. Just bear in mind, we've not had a long rest, so we're down a lot of spells.
Oh, I know. I have
But
no
this is an important one, I think.
no third level spell slots left.
I have one. All right, so I will flip through the pages of my Arcane Grimoire, conjure those pages of blue fluid energy, and they'll adhere to you, forming a protective barrier around you.
Gives me.
So your armor class is so your base armor class is now 13 plus your dexterity plus the bonus to the rings you have.
Armor class 17.
Yeah. So just basically, because you're unarmored, just add 3 to your armor class.
Yeah. All right. Let's march up this street and begin this.
All right. You are also might have a minor injury.
I'm limping, maybe. I'm down 2 hit points.
All right. Okay, as we head up the street, I want us each to roll a perception check.
12.
12?
Yep.
I also have a 12. We do notice one difference.
What's that?
There's smoke rising out of the temple courtyard, so we saw them preparing a bonfire to burn those bodies. We think it might be lit now.
Oh, well. Whatever they had on them, I assume they would pull off anyway, so.
Yes.
All right.
All right. So, unless we are running to get there, it's going to take us Well, basically, what speed are we moving, Alaska?
We're not running.
No.
We're going to walk briskly. We don't want to be surprised by anything because the whole point is to surprise them.
All right. In that case, it is going to take us about 3 rounds to get to the temple.
That's fine.
Just using our movement and assumably our action to dash.
Yep. Once we are about 100 feet away, what I want to do is go around the fountain this way.
Yeah.
I want to be across the street so I can look straight through here.
Mhm.
And first, I'm going to see what I see. What's there?
Yeah. All right. Roll a perception check with my assistance.
14.
All right. Well, you see the bonfire burning in the center of the temple. There's no workers here. There weren't any there before. In fact, we haven't seen them the entire day. The court
No,
probably no longer had the troops to
they
secure
definitely don't now.
They definitely do not now. We do, however, see the two commanders armed with their bidents and looking on alert, and just behind, standing in front of Fortuna, who is standing up on the staircase leading up to the door to the temple.
Yeah,
Floating beside her is that wheel-like artifact with spokes on the cardinal directions of a compass,
yeah.
and the mysterious glyphs that are on its surface that we've seen before. But she does look a little different at this point.
In what way?
Well, her skin is a different color now. It's no longer the sort of reddish pink color it's been up to this point. It now looks like a granite, like stone gray color.
Stone skin.
It
All right.
seems that in our summoning the earth elementals, that she may have heard something, and it seems to have alerted her.
Yep.
And she may have cast some preparatory spells in the approach.
Cool. All right. As I get into position, I'm going to yell out, "Hey, tuna breath! Time for you to die." Everyone else says, "Time for you to join them." Hey, where's the rest of your guy? Oh, that's right. All your other guys are dead. I'm gonna look.
So
I'm gonna look at the two commanders and say, "We're killing her. You want to run away? I'll let you run away."
I hate to tell you this, but you don't have much of an impact on
Oh, hold on a
the
minute. I
oh,
can roll
roll,
intimidation.
roll intimidation.
Never mind.
No, I have a bit of good news for us though.
But
I rolled a reaction roll for them. They rolled a natural 20, so that's a natural 20 that's not being done to us.
there we go. I said, I'm glad you're sticking it out because that'll just add more to my fame and infamy, I should say. All right.
He looks at you and says, "Ah, Zork." She says, "The traitor to the court, finally here and finally brought to an end." She says, "Admittedly, you've been a thorn in my side, but I must admit, I've been looking forward to the possibility of finishing you off myself."
All right. I'm glad you have some spirit left in you, old lady. At this point, as I think enough time has gone by that the elementals will be in position. I
I
stomp.
believe with the elemental spell, you can communicate with them telepathically.
Oh, are they in position?
Not yet.
Oh,
I think it's going to
slow
take a
movers.
round longer.
All right, that's only 6 seconds.
They can move around under the ground easily, but finding targets
Yeah.
is not as easy.
Okay.
Mine in particular is going to have to come up in between two targets. They were standing
Yep.
about somewhere between 10 and 15 feet apart.
Not a problem.
She says,
Well, just before you get too much bravado, you will be the 20th sorcerer of the court that I have killed.
"That might be a little off. I think we've dealt with 20.
Really? Doesn't matter.
We dealt with 8 before we came here."
Yes. It doesn't matter. We'll figure out the math some other day.
Yes.
20 is good enough. She is
She
a
doesn't.
response.
She doesn't have her. She says, "Well, I think the court."
Oh, I can't count Zork.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're opposing a Zork.
I know.
So your count is accurate, I think, with excluding him. If you're counting hers, that is already dead.
Whatever. 20, 21, 19.
Anyway,
Yeah.
her response is she says, I believe the ruling seven will overlook the issues with my reign here in Vyrn's Run if I bring them your head and destroy whatever that creature you've conjured there. Just indicating me, who myself, who looks like a Nazgul at the moment. Just,
Yep.
well then, Zork, it is time you felt the wrath of the gods.
They got to be in
At which
position.
point, yes,
I stomped twice.
you stomp your foot. All right. So at this point, the earth elementals come up through the loose earth and gravel, which is the basically just the floor of this temple at this point, because they haven't gotten around to getting solid flagstones yet, because they're in the
Yep.
process of building it.
Mhm.
And they built the interior first.
Yep.
So the earth elementals are going to come up underneath them, as with their earth glide ability. I am going to roll some saving throws for all three of them.
Yep.
So, this be dexterity or strength? I'll say it's dexterity. Trying to.
Yeah, it's
They're
shaking.
not trying to keep their feet on top of the elemental. They're trying to
Keep their
basically
feet.
keep
Yeah.
their feet and basically leap off.
Yeah.
All right. So Fortuna, we'll start with you. That's a low roll. You're not overly dexterous, from what I remember. That's a 10. That was below the DC I set.
Yep. Over she goes, unless she has some trick she wants to.
So it is a saving throw. I'm going to roll to see if she wants to do anything to this. No, that's fine. So she falls to the ground prone.
Yeah.
All right. The commanders rolled much higher. So that's a 16 and an 18. I had the DC set at 15 in my head, so they both succeed.
Yeah. The important one failed.
Yes. And
My instructions were for it to immediately start pummeling on her. Question is she surprised by this?
well, they knew something was coming. They were on alert. So they weren't taken, so this wasn't an ambush, I'd say.
Oh.
Unfortunately. However, our elementals managed to get up underneath them. So I think at this point we have to go for initiative.
Oh. All right.
Sorry, I rolled a perception check for her at the start of this, and she rolled well enough.
So there's a -1 on their initiative rolls.
Dexterity for, yes, the elementals have a -1 dexterity. Yeah, so roll your initiative and your elemental's initiative, and I'll roll the units. That is hilarious.
What?
There are 2 natural ones over here.
Oh, don't tell me you.
One of them is me.
You are always somewhere near the bottom.
I may not be last this time.
Okay.
Because Fortuna also rolled a natural 1.
Excellent. And
So,
her dexterity is better or worse?
I'm going to compare. So I have a 14. And so does she. We have the same in dexterity.
Alright, I'll roll hers, you roll yourself again, we'll do a roll off.
I roll a 19 this time.
And she has a 2.
Alright. So I'll be going before her.
Yep. And I'm going way before her. What'd your elemental get?
With its penalty, an 11.
Alright, and the 2 captains, or I guess we're
I
gonna roll
rolled them together.
Oh, Roll them separately.
You want me to roll the separate initiatives for them?
Yeah, there's not enough people here to be too concerned about it.
All right, one rolled a 21, and the other rolled a 7. All right.
Alright.
So Fortuna is concentrating.
Well, she didn't take any damage from that,
No,
so
she rolled well enough that she wouldn't lose concentration from falling. All right, so I assume at the top we have the first commander.
oh yeah.
I'm going to say, yeah. I'm
Next
going
is
to
me.
say, so that's the wild commander, I'll say.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, because there were two commanders. One of them was from the remaining forces of Wild Court, and one came in with the Aberrant Mind.
All right.
So, who rolled net best after a 21?
That'll be me.
All right.
13.
Big drop there.
Big drop. Next is your Earth Elemental at 11.
All right, so yours didn't roll well.
Actually got 9, so down to 8.
Yeah, bear with us while we assemble the initiative order here. So,
And then it's the Aberrant Mind Commander at 7. You at a natural 1. And then finally,
hilariously, earlier today I was like, "What if I roll a natural 1 on my initiative? What then?"
nothing really. We're all going before her.
Yeah, and then, so after my Earth Elemental, it's yours.
Yep.
An 8.
Aberrant Mind Commander.
Yeah.
And then you two taking up the rear.
Yes, with a 7. I'll say Mind Commander.
Alright, if I remember Stone Skin, she gets resistance to bludgeoning,
Piercing and slashing damage from non-magical attacks.
which means an elemental.
The elemental's attacks are not magical, no.
Alright.
Alright, so
Wild Magic Captain or Sword
yeah, the commander. Yes. So top of round 1.
Yep.
We have the Wild Magic Commander.
Yes.
So he kept his feet.
Yep.
And he had an Earth Elemental come up in melee range with him.
Yes.
Well, the reaction roll was well enough. The roll was a natural 20, so he's definitely not concerned at this point. He probably should be.
Should be, yeah.
Well, he hasn't received orders from Fortuna because she knocked off her feet and rolled a 1. I'm going to say she hasn't given any orders yet, so for this, until we get to her initiative roll, she's not going to be able to say anything, basically.
Don't forget, public enemy number 1 here.
Yes. However, so we're standing pretty far back, I assume.
Yeah, we're out of bite-in range.
Yes, because the courtyard's about 60 feet across.
They're roughly around here, and we're across the street.
Yeah.
Within range of, like magic missiles and fireballs.
Spells, yes, that'll be fine. But in that case, he's probably just going to attack the elemental that came up in front of him.
Alright.
And
They have a 17 armor class, if I remember right.
yes. Alright. Yep, he's just going to attack it with his bite twice.
Alright.
Alright, so first attack with, let's see, I believe his attack roll with his weapon is like plus 7 to hit, rather appropriate.
Yeah.
That's a natural 20 on the first hit.
Oh! Well, at least not us.
And a 23 on the second.
Wow.
So in melee range, this is a D8 plus 4.
Okay.
So this is the crit. That's a 1, which will double to 2 plus 4, so that's 6 on the first hit, and on the second, 8. So the Earth Elementals do have resistance to bludgeoning damage from non-magical attacks, but the Bidens are magical weapons.
So they take 14 points of damage. Or it does.
Yes, mine takes 14 points of damage.
Yep.
It takes the damage, but it is basically stabbing a moving hill.
Yeah, it's a big chunk of rock.
Yeah.
And earth.
Yeah. It took the damage, but that's about it.
It'll notice it, I think.
Yeah, it took the damage.
Yeah. Alright, I'm up.
Yeah, alright. So, what are you doing?
Well, she's on the ground, so she has be at disadvantage to shoot her with this.
With any ranged attack, yes.
Yeah, so I am instead going to aim for the Aberrant Mind Captain,
Yep.
and I'm going to use one of my meta magic points to twin cast Firebolt at him.
Alright. So 2 attack rolls against the commander.
They're both into the 20s.
Yeah, their armor class isn't that good. So they both hit. So 2d10 twice.
$27 points of damage.
Total?
Oh, this. Yeah, 27 points of damage.
Okay. A palpable hit with 2 firebolts. That's pretty good for 2 cantrips.
Yeah. Well, yeah. With some tweaking.
Yeah. He has to pat out the flames because the livery on his chainmail actually does catch a little bit from that. He's taken some serious damage from the word go.
Yep. And then it's my Earth Elemental.
Well, hang on.
Oh, sorry.
At the end of your turn,
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
alright, let's look at your legendary actions here.
I forgot about that part.
Yes, she is going to use 2 of her legendary actions.
Yeah.
And use Entropic Magic.
Okay. What in the world is that?
As a legendary action, she casts a spell that casts in time of 1 action, and then a wild magic surge occurs.
Alright. So
she's casting a spell.
okay, Arcana check.
Sure, roll.
That will be 17.
Alright. That's good enough to recognize it. You recognize the spell as Fire Shield. Alright. So, I need 2d10s here. There's a wild magic surge occurs.
Can I roll it, please? Please.
Sure. Roll.
Come on, natural 1. 20. Nothing.
No.
Oh, the surge
No,
actually
the surge
happens.
happens.
Oh!
But this is a rare case where the spell does go off, regardless.
Alright, I get my chart out.
Yeah. So 2d10.
Let's roll percentile. Whatever 100 is on this thing.
Oh.
You regain the highest level spent spell slot.
Which would be the 4th level spell slot she just cast. So she now has this red aura of fire radiating from her in addition to the stone lake skin.
Yep.
And the wild magic surge seems to have reinvigorated her a little bit. Now we go to your earth elemental.
Couldn't have fireballed herself. Turn yourself into a potted plant.
She has, every time she casts a spell, there's a chance, and every time she uses 2 legendary actions to use that, it's guaranteed of happening.
Alright, earth elemental with no...
No, it's my earth elemental first.
Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Yours is first.
Alright. It's going to attack the commander. I'm going to roll to see if it's going to go for the injured one or the healthy one.
Yell at it, or mentally tell it to go for the injured one.
Sure, I can do that. That's fine. It's going to go for the injured one. Going to take 2 swings with its boulder-like fists.
Yep.
Oh, that is low. Well, a 14. The first one misses.
Okay.
Second, that's a 22 to hit.
Alright. 2d8 plus 5.
Yep. 9 plus 5 is 14.
He takes an additional 14 points of damage.
Yeah, he's not looking too good already. And his turn hasn't even started yet.
I know.
Alright, so that's the end of my Earth Elemental's turn. We can go over to yours now.
Mine has a prone target.
She does. She is radiating flame now.
He doesn't care. He's going to go and pummel her with 2 hits.
With advantage against a prone target.
Plus 8, you said?
Yes.
Wow, that's only a 14 on the first one.
So, brings its fist down, and she brings her hand up, and you think they would collide, but there's a barrier, or protective warding energy between them. Similar to what you've seen me cast around myself and you. So she has another protective spell in effect, apparently. The 14 misses.
That's a lot of protective spells going.
Yep.
The next one's a 22.
Yep. Just to remind you, these attacks against a prone target should be with advantage.
Oh yeah, I know.
So that does hit.
Yeah, I was upset about that miss. A pair of 1s.
So 7. 1.
That is pathetic.
Alright. I also want to look at Fire Shield because we've never actually used this spell before.
It does damage to the attacker, but I don't remember how much.
I see it here, yeah. Okay. So, 7 damage, halved to 3, I'm afraid. Because of stone skin. And your...
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I forgot about that part, too.
Your Earth Elemental
takes
8 points of fire damage from the Fire Shield.
Wow.
And now Fortuna needs to make a concentration check.
Okay.
Oh, that doesn't look good. That does not look good. Oh no, that's an 11. It's a Constitution saving throw, so she makes it. That was a 3, though. She rolled.
That's a good Constitution modifier.
Well, she's proficient in Constitution saving throws because she's a sorcerer.
Yeah. Well, I assume, because I don't think she has a plus 8. Is it? Yeah, plus 8. That's quite a bit.
Alright.
That's unfortunate, because then she would have lost all her spells.
No, not all of them are concentration. Obviously.
Well, yeah. Well, whatever she's concentrating, I assume it's the Fire Shield.
Alright. At the end of your Earth Elemental's turn, she's going to take her remaining legendary action.
Alright. Seeing how we scratched her.
You can either use a cantrip from prone is not good. She's going to... She looks over towards the wheel that's floating there, and she snaps her fingers at it. And it begins to spin.
Okay.
Alright. I need... Stop, don't put the D8 away, I need that. So it spins, and for a little while, then it slows and stops. And there's a pointer on there pointing to one of the glyphs.
Wheel of Fortune.
Okay, 1. It stops on a glyph, a runic glyph, which resembles a sapling growing out of the ground.
Yep.
The rune glows bright green, and she points over to the injured commander.
Oh. A healing spell.
Alright. Who heals 12 hit points.
Wow.
And that's the action.
Okay.
Now it's that commander's turn. Okay.
She hasn't given anybody any instructions either yet, so that's kind of cool.
No, so he's just going to attack the elemental.
All right.
Just like the other guy. That's a hit. And that's a miss.
All right.
Six more points of damage to my Earth Elemental.
All right.
Again,
Still,
it takes it, but...
yeah, over 100 still.
Yeah. Alright, and now we come to the low end of the initiative order. Me!
Ew. Well, you're not the lowest part, but...
No. Alright. So, what am I going to do? The only big area effect spell I have at this point is that Ice Storm Scroll. I could hit all of them with it, basically. Unfortunately, I hit our elementals too.
It's up to you.
I think it's a bit early.
Alright.
Alright. I'm gonna... Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this. Let's see if I can break her concentration. So I bring my hands out and launch forth 3 arcane darts, 3 magic missiles that shoot out and hit her.
A level 1 magic missile.
Yes. I'm starting at the low end. We need to conserve spell slots for this.
Yes.
Hopefully the elementals will help out. Alright. So that adds up to 9 points of force damage.
Alright. Everything seems to work.
Yep. So the fire shield does pulse with flame a little bit, but there's nothing in melee for it to damage.
Yep.
And now she needs to make another concentration check. You just barely made the last one, lady. But that's higher. Not by much, but she makes it.
Okay.
Alright. And now we come to her turn.
At the bottom of the pile.
Yeah. The round didn't go too badly for her.
Oh, it's only took 12 points.
Yeah.
Being prepared with a stone helps.
With some defensive spells.
Yep.
First thing she does, she stands up. Costs her half her movement.
Yeah.
And thanks to that wild magic surge, she's not as spent as she would otherwise be.
Yeah.
Her defenses... she's not too concerned about the elemental. Not when... I need to... Alright, I'm gonna look up the range of a spell here. Because this is definitely something that would turn the odds in her favor. That's too far.
Yeah, I think we're outside of hold personally, which is another thing I was concerned about.
Well, in that case...
She could move towards us.
She could. She can move 15 feet towards us and take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
No, instead she is going to go with her first plan.
Alright.
She's going to reach out and touch your elemental.
Okay.
Electricity arcing from her fingers as she does so.
Oh, shocking grasp.
Yeah. So, melee spell attack. That's a total of 20 to hit.
That'll do it.
The earth elemental is not resistant to electricity.
I don't think it's resistant to anything.
No, it is.
Thunder, no, sweet to thunder.
Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Yeah. Stuff that they're not going to be doing. Oh, wait a minute. You guys, oh, that's from non-magical weapons.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, because that's what they were doing to it.
Yeah. Your earth elemental suffers 6 points of lightning damage.
Yep.
And as a side effect of this, it loses its reaction this round. Which lets her move 15 feet away without worrying about attack of opportunity. Yeah, it's stunned a little bit by the lightning, despite being made of rock.
Yeah.
Also, at the start of her round, she got all her legendary actions back.
Okay.
So she's now 15 feet away. Just keeping distance away from my elemental.
Not a whole lot of room to move.
No, she's back up against the right wall, basically.
Alright.
It also means she has a bit of cover from us now, unless we move up.
Yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah. Alright, top of round 2. The first commander.
Yep.
She still didn't give them any orders.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm not going to retroactively do that, because I didn't say she did that, so.
Yeah.
Guess she didn't think of it. That's a 17 exactly to hit.
Yep.
And that's a natural one, but it's the second hit of the multi-attack, so the first one still goes through.
Yeah, maybe I'll drop it quite in.
Alright, so that's 8 more points of piercing damage to my elemental. It's into double digits now.
Okay.
And since you gave me an idea there, he does indeed lose hold of his binding. He accidentally throws it. I decided I'd give him a dexterity check, give it a low DC,
Yep.
and he fails. So his bident is now on the other side of my elemental.
Oh.
Probably not a good start for him.
No.
We come to you now.
Yes. What am I going to do? Or I'm just rearranging how I'm doing this because it's getting kind of messy trying to keep track of hit points.
No. Don't worry, I'm keeping track of everything.
Oh, I know, I just want to know. This is just for me.
The good news is an entire round went by and we didn't get hit.
That is always a wonderful thing.
Well, the commander we've been focusing on at the moment has healed a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I wanted the first round to go by before I did anything to her that I want to know what that thing did at least a little bit.
Well, you have some idea now.
Yeah. So I am going to trigger my wand of magic missiles.
Yep.
For 3 charges.
That's the 3rd level magic missile spell, so 5 darts.
All aimed at her.
All aimed at her.
I'll see if I can break her concentration. She seems to be struggling with it a little bit. For 16 points of damage. With a very low magic missile.
Right, not bad. Right, once again, the fire shield blasts outwards a little bit, but there's nothing within range. Alright, concentration on her part.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a 19.
Alright.
Yeah, the damage was low, so the DC still remains at 10.
Yeah, she's, yeah, I have to break 20 for that.
Yeah. The good news is we are hitting her with things that Stone Skin does not protect against.
Yes, which is another good thing.
Alright. At the end of your turn...
Hold on a sec. I'd like to do, because I only did one thing, I'd like to do an Arcana check to see if I can remember if Fire Shield protects her from fire spells. I don't remember.
Alright, roll an Arcana check.
17.
Alright, going off of the 2 checks you made is enough. So Fire Shield works one of 2 ways. You can either set it to a warm Fire Shield or a cold Fire Shield. One blasts with fire
Yep.
and provides protection from cold, and one blasts with cold and provides protection from fire. So your elemental took fire damage, so the shield should be providing her with cold resistance.
Alright. Cool.
However, as we do know, she is a tiefling. She may already have fire resistance.
Yeah, I just wanted to think about that just in case.
Right, is that your turn?
Yeah, nothing else I can do for you.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to also have her roll an Arcana check. That is very high. That's high enough. Alright, she's going to use 2 more legendary actions and use Entropic Magic again.
Alright, let me roll here.
The spell goes off first. This is a rare case in which the spell happens regardless.
Alright.
For wild magic. She holds up a diamond and conjures a sphere of many colors, which suddenly solidifies into an almost vibrating sphere of violet energy as she launches it at your Earth Elemental.
Thunder damage.
She rolled high enough to remember that Earth Elementals are weak to thunder. And that's a 29 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Alright, so Chromatic Orb, you've cast this a lot of times. What's the damage dice on that?
2d8.
2d8 at first level?
Yeah.
Or was it 3d8? I'll double check.
Chromatic 3d8, sorry. Yeah, I have it written down here.
So 3d8 thunder damage.
Yeah.
Earth Elemental is vulnerable to. Oh, I should roll which one she's aiming at.
Seemed like
Yours.
it was
Yours.
Yeah. Yours
I
is
thought
taking
I'd
more
check.
damage.
She might want to help out her commanders, but no.
She's not selfless.
No, but it is tactical. So that's 18 points of thunder damage, double to 36.
36. My elemental has taken 50 points of damage. Getting close to halfway.
Yes, it's 76 hit points remaining. And now the wild magic surge happens.
All right. Why are they getting some wild magic here? This is really annoying.
Oh, is it another good one?
She immediately gets another action.
Alright, it's out of turn, though.
Oh, doesn't matter. She immediately gets another action.
Alright.
Legendary actions, I assume she immediately gets another legendary action.
Alright, so she gets a free legendary action this round in addition to the other ones, I'm guessing?
But only a single action. I don't
Only a
think she
single action. I'm going to rule that because this is out of turn, and she just cast a spell, I'm not going to let her cast another spell. I'm going to have her cast a cantrip.
Yeah,
She's going to throw a firebolt at your Earth Elemental again.
sure.
Hit it a bit harder. 24 to hit.
That'll hit.
Alright, 2d10 fire damage. 14 points of fire damage on top of the thunder damage you just took.
Yep. Almost, yeah, exactly halfway now.
Yep, your Earth Elemental's taking a beating.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, that's her turn, or...
Her turn plus her extra action. Her legendary action's done. My Earth Elemental is going to beat on the injured guard again.
Sure.
Miss. Hit.
Alright.
Alright. 11 plus 5 is 16 points of bludgeoning damage. He's not looking too good. He's...
Yeah.
Even with the... If he hadn't been healed, he'd be dead now. Unfortunately, the mist didn't help. Alright.
He's taken 53 points of damage.
Yeah, but he healed, remember.
No, he took 53. He's at 53.
No, he healed.
He had taken 27, then he took 14, and then he gained back 12, which put him at 29, and then he just took 16, didn't he?
They don't have that many hit points. Alright, I'm just going over what I have here on my
What is he at in your numbers?
3 hit points.
No, he's at 3 hit points.
Yeah, and the other commander hasn't been touched yet, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Alright. Your Earth Elemental's turn.
Yeah, he's going to stomp over.
And attack her, I assume.
And stomp on her.
Alright. 2 slam attacks, because he can get to her.
The highest number here is a 14.
So those both miss.
Yeah.
Well, the chromatic orb seems to have...
Phased them a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Is that all your Earth Elemental's doing?
All he can do.
Alright, then... At the end of its turn, she's going to use her last legendary action. She's going to give the wheel another spin.
Wait a minute. Hold on a sec.
Oh, did you add it wrong?
No. Oh, it's okay. Never mind. I thought there were other order for some reason. Or not.
Alright. That's 2 1s. That's another sapling.
How much is he healing this time?
Well, hang on.
Oh, she might heal herself?
She might heal herself. So, 12 again. I guess 12 is a pretty common number when you're rolling 3d6 plus 3.
Is she healing herself?
She is going to heal herself.
Ah. It'll take forever to kill her this way.
Especially if you keep rolling 1s on a d8.
Yeah.
Alright. The Mine Commander's turn. He's not doing well.
No.
He still has his weapon, though.
Yeah.
Alright. Yeah. He's, I rolled for that. Morale. He's fine for the moment.
Yeah.
Which is just proving they're fanatics. He's gonna make 2 attacks with the Bidens. That hits. That's a miss.
One more hit.
For 6 points of damage to my Earth Elemental. My Earth Elemental's still looking pretty healthy, because it hasn't hit with a damage type it's weak to.
Yeah.
Alright, my turn.
Yay! I whisper over to you, don't bother with the ice storm until it loses concentration.
What?
I whisper over to you to not bother with the ice storm until she loses concentration because she's resistant to it.
The downside is I'm running low on spell slots that can reach that far.
Yeah, well...
This distance isn't helping. Alright, I'm casting a 2nd level magic missile.
Alright.
However, I'm going to send 1 dart at the injured commander, try and finish him off.
Wait.
So, he takes 4 points of force damage.
And dies.
Which finishes him off. And these 3 are going at her. Because I don't have to worry about aiming with these.
Yeah.
11 points of force damage. Unfortunately, that's less than she healed.
That's okay. It all adds up. She can only do so many things for so long, and then she's going to run out of resources.
And she makes a concentration check on Stone Skin.
Yeah. Fire Shield's not concentration?
You would know it is not concentration from those Arcana checks, no.
And does she make her concentration check?
Yes, I just said she did.
No, okay.
Alright, it's the end of my turn. I'm just going to obviously tell my elemental to start beating on the other guy now.
Yeah.
Fortuna's turn. She does not care enough about her remaining guard, the commander, to give him any real instructions.
Okay.
All right. So your Earth Elemental is once again within.
Melee of her.
Yeah, and she didn't get close enough on her last turn. She's gonna try hit it. She'll hit it with Shocking Grasp one more time.
Sure.
Yeah, that's a 27 to hit.
He's rolling well.
13 points of lightning damage. Your Earth Elemental's taking a beating, and it loses its reaction.
That's 77 hit points. I'm fine. Sorry, it's only down 77. Sorry, it's got lots left.
She moves 30 feet over. She's now closer towards the entrance, and we get this feeling she's getting towards us. We think she might be getting range for something else to do against us now.
Alright.
That also does mean that she's not quite there yet, but we're getting within counterspell range against her.
Yeah. Well, now that one of the commanders is dead,
Yep.
I'm not as concerned about Biden damage.
Yep. All right. Round 3.
All right.
Are you stupid enough to go running over and get your Biden? Yes, you are.
Attack of opportunity.
Attack of opportunity. Roll of 3.
Eh.
Plus 8, 11. He goes and grabs his Bident.
Okay.
By happenstance, that means he's out of melee range. Somehow this has worked for him. It really shouldn't have. He's going to turn and fire 2 blasts, 2 bolts from the Bident. That's a 24 to hit. And that's even more to hit. So D12 force damage this time. That's a 1 plus 1. So 2 plus 3. Ironically, I think he was doing more damage before. 5 points of force damage from that.
Why didn't they shoot at me?
I don't know. He's concerned about the elemental, I guess.
Yeah, so.
Your turn.
Yeah. I am going to step forward.
Yep.
I want to be within counterspell range of her.
Alright. You have to. That means you have to move up 15 feet.
Yep.
You're now within 60 feet of her, and she is within 60 feet of you.
Yep. A little Mexican standoff here, so they're going to do something.
Yep.
Alrighty. Her armor class seems to be really quite good at the moment. Actually, I'm going to do something interesting.
Okay.
I am going to give my Earth Elemental its final instructions to attack her, and I'm going to stop concentrating on it.
Alright, just so you know, if you do this,
It'll attack the nearest thing.
it will attack the nearest non-elemental, which to his best ability, which is still her at the moment.
Yeah, that's fine.
It also is no longer under control.
Nope. And
Alright, so
then,
you have stopped concentrating voluntarily.
yes. And then I am going to pull out a scroll and cast greater invisibility on myself.
Alright, so now you are concentrating again.
Yes, and I am invisible. And I'm going to take my last remaining 15 feet of movement and step to the side.
Alright.
Not in front of you.
You see a look of recognition on Fortuna's face, and annoyance as you vanish.
Recognition?
She recognized the spell,
Ah.
but did not do anything to prevent you from casting it.
Maybe she doesn't have access to counterspell, which is kind of nice. Or maybe she didn't want to blow off a high-level spell to do that.
Roll an insight check. Why not?
11.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
All right, at the end of
Insight
your
is wisdom?
what?
Insight is
Insight is
wisdom?
wisdom. Yes.
Oh, 12.
Not much difference.
No. I don't have insight.
All right. At the end of your turn, she's going to use another legendary action.
Yep.
Yep. He's gonna use entropic magic again. And she brings up the diamond and aims over at the same elemental.
Alright.
See if she hits. Yeah, that's 26 to hit. Another chromatic orb of thunderous force. It's your no longer controlled elemental.
Yep.
So 14 points of thunder damage, doubled to 28.
28.
Your elemental is getting really low on hit points. Well, it's no longer yours, I guess.
No, just an elemental.
Yeah. Now roll for the wild magic.
Taking 105 points of damage.
Yep.
I rolled it, and there was an alarm spell going off centered on her.
Alright, so I assume an audible alarm.
Yeah.
How long does this last?
I don't know. Probably longer than this combat anyway.
There's no duration?
Doesn't say.
Well, usually when spells are conjured by wild magic, they last for the spell's duration, which in case of alarm is 8 hours. So, I'm going to go with that.
Sure.
So it's annoying.
Yep, she has a loud
Ringing bell, basically, I'm going to say. Like a clock tower bell.
Alright.
Going off around her constantly for the next 8 hours. That would be really annoying to when you're trying to sleep.
I don't think it's going to last that long.
So, it's the end of your turn. We come to my Earth Elemental, who is still under my control. He's going to move up, and we're going to have him try and circle around the commander a little bit, just to try and see if I can maneuver this a little bit. It's not easy, but I'm going to give it a bit of a try. And that's going to make 2 attacks. That's a miss. And that's a miss.
They are performing an important function.
Yes, they're taking hits.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they can't roll well.
Yeah.
All right. We come to the now uncontrolled Earth Elemental.
So no legendary actions in between those turns?
No.
Alright, it is going to attack her.
Yep. Nearest target is her.
Well, also because this has been damaging me.
Yeah.
Finally!
What?
Maybe it's just the control it didn't like. Pair of hits.
All right. So 2d8 plus 5. I was wondering if it was going to be like a natural 20 based on that reaction.
No, 2 hits. Like, they're both into the 20s.
All right, yeah, those definitely hit.
For 30 points of damage.
Halved to 15 because of Stone Skin.
Oh!
But that's a good amount of damage. She doesn't like that. And because those were 2 hits, Fire Shield triggers twice.
And she has to do 2 concentration checks.
Yeah.
Oh. Do the first fire shield and a concentration check, because the second one.
Oh, that's right. Okay, let's redo that for a second. How much was the first hit?
Oh, alright. I have the dice here still. No, I don't. I moved them. Oh, just divide it in half.
So 15 divided by is 7.
Yeah, she's taking 7 points of damage.
Fire shield damage is 12 points of fire damage. Your Earth Elemental may not be here much longer. And now concentration. That succeeds.
Okay. And then she takes the other.
7. Bring you down to. Alright. And 14 points of fire damage, which finishes off the Earth Elemental.
Yep. And did she make her concentration check for the second one?
1 second. Yes.
Alright. So she only takes 15 points of damage, right?
Yes.
I have her down at 42. I think that's off, obviously, now.
I have it here, it's fine.
Alright, don't bother. Okay. Because I don't know what her hit point total is anyway, so it doesn't
So
matter.
the last blast of flame from the fire shield causes your Earth Elemental to shatter into a pile of rubble, and you feel the and you see the Earth Elemental spirit leave.
Alright. Oh well.
Oh well. My turn. I am running low on spell slots. But you did give me advice to avoid hitting her with Ice Storm just yet. So I will move up.
Yep.
I'm going to move up. In order to get the other guard within range, I'm going to have to move up 25 feet.
Okay.
I'm going to do that. And you said to avoid cold on her.
Yep.
So I guess I'm going to hit the other commander with frostbite at the moment. Give my elemental a bit of help.
Sure.
That's a fail.
Alright.
I went flying. Ooh, 11 points of cold damage.
Alright. That is first damage.
Yes. And he has disadvantage on his next attack.
Yep.
Alright.
It is time for Miss.
At the end of my turn, Fortuna's going to use her last legendary action because they give him back on her turn.
Yep.
And she's just going to throw a cantrip at the remaining elemental. Firebolt.
Okay.
That's a miss. 13. Slams
Alright.
into the wall.
First time she's missed it. Anything. She's been doing really well.
Yeah.
Unlike my boss monsters, which crap out.
So, on her turn, she gets all of her legendary actions back.
Yep.
Alright. There's only one elemental remaining now.
Yep.
You would be aware of this.
Yeah.
And you're going to... That's a natural 20. She's definitely doing this.
She's going for her, trying to get rid of the last one with her meta magic thingy.
She looks at you for a brief period and says, "Well, Zorak, you seem to have made an interesting new friend. Let me see if I cannot convince him to join my side." She looks over at me.
She actually looks at me.
Yes. Oh, well, you're invisible. No. Right. So ignore that last part. She says it to the...
Because she can see invisible. I kind of
forgot that for a moment.
action.
No. She begins to cast a spell, and her stone skin vanishes.
Alright, so she is casting a concentration spell, and I'm going to see if I can figure out what this spell is.
Roll.
19.
Yeah, that's very good. Yes. Dominate person.
Oh, we can't have that. What level spell is that? That's
Fifth.
fine. I will use my one remaining 5th level spell slot and counter it.
Yep. All right. You fifth level spell slot wasted. You counter dominate person.
I don't call it wasted.
No.
I call that really good.
No, I said her fifth level spell slot goes to waste. Just so you're aware, I did have a portent I could use to save from it. There is a saving throw.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, so you've spent your fifth level spell slot, and she's very frustrated at that. Because not only didn't the spell work, but she's lost her stone skin.
Yeah.
And the alarm still keeps going.
Oh,
Yeah. Alright, top of round 4.
Commander.
Who is still somehow in this fight despite having chucked his weapon the previous round, so his first attack's at disadvantage.
Yep.
And that's a miss. Second straight attack is an 18.
That'll hit.
For a total of 6 points of damage. Alright, as a bonus action on his turn, he's going to use his second whim.
Okay.
And he's going to regain 11 hit points, which brings him back up to full.
Yeah. Alright.
Your turn.
The
So you just
resilient.
countered her one of her big spells.
Yeah. Alright. The reason that I went invisible
Oh, I see.
is I want advantage on this next.
Attack
Yeah.
roll.
Yeah. I am going to unload the full Ring of the Ram into her,
All 3 charges.
and I'm going to aim it so that she's going to bounce into the fire.
Which you can do if you just reposition a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
All 3 charges. Come on, natural 20. Don't fail me now.
Ironically, I cannot assist on this because I can't see you making the attack roll.
It doesn't matter. It was almost a natural 20. It was a 19.
19 total? Hits.
No, 19 plus
Oh,
10
plus
or whatever it
7
is.
on the ring.
Yeah,
so
so that's now
26.
6d10.
Force damage, yes.
Where'd you guys go? There we go.
This is going to be a lot.
Hopefully. Hmm. 29. 31 points of damage to her.
Ooh. Okay. Yep. She is not resistant to the force damage, and she goes flying backwards.
Into the fire.
I'm going to roll one thing here. Yep, I was going to say that's enough. She lands in the fire.
Hey! I know she's...
So her clothing, which she's wearing, and belongings will catch fire. And I'm going to say at the start of her turn, she's going to take d6 fire damage.
Hey.
I'm just going to... Until she uses an action to put the flames out.
That was an action.
Yes. The ring is now empty, but that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't have any bonus action things though. I do, but actually... No, never mind.
I would say you could drink a potion, but there's no real point.
I'm healthy.
Yeah, and you are, of course, still invisible
Love greater invisibility.
for 8 more rounds.
Yeah.
Or until you lose concentration.
Yeah. Or just decide to not concentrate on it anymore.
Alright. At the end of your turn,
Yep.
she's going to use electric action to give the Wheel of Fortuna another spin, and hopefully she's hoping to roll a 1 this time, again, for the 3rd time in a row. That's a 6. Alright.
Alright.
That's a different effect this time, at least.
Yep.
Alright, which glyph was 6? Moon! It lands on a moon that glows silver. Alright. So she chooses a target within range within 60 feet. You lucked out because she can't see you.
All right.
And
What's
that
this?
target is cured of a single status condition or has a single magical effect on it dispelled. So you knocked her back 15 feet, so we were both out of range of this effect.
There's nothing that it can affect anyone, anybody.
There technically is, but there's no point.
I
Okay.
suppose it could. All right. She doesn't know we're disguised.
No, she doesn't. She doesn't
Okay.
know we have mage armor yet either because we haven't been hit.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to say that cures her being on fire.
Okay.
Yeah. Minor thing.
She's still sitting in the fire.
You could have dispelled the alarm.
Okay.
Yeah, she's going to be able to move though on her turn, so it's not. That part isn't going to be too big of a deal.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so that's your turn.
Yep.
Come to my Earth Elemental. Roll better, please. That hits. 17. That misses, unfortunately.
Well, hey, this guy's still fresh.
Unfortunately, yes. 14 points of bludgeoning damage on that hit. Yes, it's annoying when you're fighting enemies who can heal themselves.
Or be healed, I guess.
Yeah. Alright, at the end of my Earth Elemental's turn, she's going to use another legendary action.
Yep.
And she's going to give the wheel another spin because she wants to try and heal herself.
Okay.
Or do something else. 3. At least we're getting to see what the wheel can do this time.
Yeah.
Oh, 3's skull. It lands on the image of a skull which glows with a black absence of light. Good news! We're both still out of range of that. The bad news is the Earth Elemental isn't.
Yeah. Well, that's what it does. This
It
is
needs to make a Constitution saving throw. I don't think a 3 is going to succeed.
Nope.
No. 8 fails. Alright.
Necrotic damage, I assume?
Yeah, there is a blast of negative energy which strikes it from the wheel. Wow. For 24 points of necrotic damage. That is the biggest hit my elemental's been hit with yet.
Still almost half health.
Under now, but yes.
Yeah.
Alright, my turn.
Alright. What can you hit her with?
Well, my elemental is taking a beating, so Ice Storm is looking better and better.
Yeah, her... Oh no, her fire shield's still there.
Yeah, well, until it gets dispelled.
How could you spell it?
That's, yeah, but on your turn.
Yeah. I think I'd rather just hit her at the moment. Fire shield
Alright.
isn't interfering with anything I'm gonna do.
Well, I'm gonna try and conserve spell slots though. I'm gonna hit the other guard with another frostbite. See if we can take him out at least and make this 3-on-1.
Yeah.
Well, an 18 succeeds.
Okay.
So that ruins that plan. Alright, we come to Fortuna's at the end of my turn. Fortuna will use her last legendary action
Alright.
and give the wheel one more spin. It's a 4.
Yeah, we're seeing all the things this thing can do.
Hand. Alright. Alright, so the hand glows a bright silver color.
Okay.
And, alright. We're still outside of, well, the elemental's a valid target, I guess. The elemental needs to make a. Why did I make this strength? Constitution saving throw.
Should be strength.
Should be
Being pushed
strength.
back.
Probably. It doesn't matter. They're the same score, and it fails by 1 regardless.
Okay.
The Earth Elemental is lifted off the ground.
Yep.
And yeah, and it gets flung back across the corridor, across the courtyard, traveling a total of 40 feet and hitting the wall.
Wow. That's quite the shock.
Yeah. I'm going to takes a d6 bludgeoning damage every 10 feet it travels. That's 46.
Yep.
Wow. 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
Yep.
And so does the wall. Which I'm going to say, because the Earth Elemental is a siege monster, it damages part of the wall, and part of this section, this left section of the wall there.
Here.
Nope, near the entrance.
Here.
Which is where they're, is now smashed in and rubble and collapsed. Alright, we come to her turn now. She stands. She's not on fire now because of her magic.
Yep.
Steps out of the fire so she doesn't ignite again.
Yep.
Says, if you're going to bring some friends to the party, she says, reaching into her bag and pulls out a familiar-looking urn. Says, I think I will reciprocate. And she smashes it, throws it on the ground, and it smashes.
Well, I can't do anything about that.
No, this is a magical item, not a spell.
No, I was referring to catching it or something.
Yeah. The urn shatters, and there's a swirl of energy from inside the urn, which takes the form of a circle, and which something rises out of.
Okay.
This creature is a large cobra-like creature.
Okay.
With blue scales and red markings on its crest, except when you get to its face, it doesn't look serpentine. It looks a cross between reptilian and humanoid.
A naga?
We can both roll Arcana checks on this. I roll a natural 1.
And I roll 23?
You recognize this creature as a spirit naga. A rather... Sorry?
The one that casts spells.
Yes, a chaotic evil variant, which is an arcane spellcaster in addition to be a large serpent. You know that they are quite capricious and quite difficult to kill.
Yeah.
She says, Shandar, she says, addressing it by name. Says, as you are bound to the court and sent the court's will, and you are sent here to serve me, aid me in this fight against our enemies. Okay, so...
What's his initiative?
Yes, he gets his own. That's a natural 20.
Oh god, he's going next. Oh, where'd my page go? Oh, there we are.
All right. So yeah.
All right.
So that's her action.
Yes.
As a bonus action on her turn, she's going to reach into her pocket and pull out a potion and drink it.
Yep.
Well, this is what happens. We didn't search those bodies for magic items. Well, we set them. Well, no, there.
I assume she has her own.
Yes, that too. She heals 14 hit points from that.
All right.
All right. Top of round 5. We have, at the start, we have the newly summoned Shandar the Spirit Naga.
Yep.
Alright, so she gave it an instruction.
Not a very specific one.
Well, to fight for us and to fight against our enemies.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
there's 3 of.
Actually, as far as it's concerned, there's 2 of.
Oh, I suppose.
Alright. You see a bit of, from your... A bit almost like this unseen contest of wills happening between Fortuna and this creature.
Oh.
And for the moment, Fortuna seems to win.
Alright.
Alright, so Shandar is going to... obey his instructions for the time being.
A very uncooperative ally.
Yeah. Alright, so it sees the Earth Elemental.
Yep.
It's going to be getting up on its turn from the rubble. And it sees me.
Yep.
It does not see you because you're invisible.
Yes.
It slithers up closer. Its thing seems to be faster than us due to its size.
Yep.
And look in my direction and says, well then, perhaps we should make allies of enemies. For the second time, it casts a familiar-looking spell.
Which one's this one? Oh, sorry. Hold on, I gotta roll. Uh-oh. 13?
Not enough, but I recognize it. And I said, no. She tried that already. Alright. I'm going to use my 18 portent to succeed on saving throw against Dominate Person.
Alright, this thing has high-level spells.
Yes. That's, for the record, that's the last of my portents gone.
Yeah.
Here it says, a relatively strong will, this one. This. Unusually so for your ilk, it says to Fortuna. You think it might have recognized possibly a bit of difference in between me and a sorcerer there.
Alright.
Alright, we come to the commander.
The commander that has taken finally a little bit of damage.
Yes, brings up his bite and he's going to keep shooting at the Earth Elemental.
I thought the elemental was in combat range right now.
It isn't, it was flung.
Oh, got flung, yes.
The Earth Elemental will be prone, so... Miss. And miss! 16 and 14.
Ooh, Fortuna giving it instructions. God.
She seems to be enjoying herself at the moment. We come to you. So now they also have a summoned creature.
They do.
The good news is they're right beside each other almost.
Yeah. Well. I'm using an awful lot of stuff here.
We are.
Could take him out of the battle, possibly.
Alright, how are you going to manage that?
Put him in a resilient sphere, but I would concentrate and become visible.
Yes, that is a risk.
I'm not willing to take that just yet. I am going to take one of my 2 remaining beads on my necklace of fireballs.
Ah, so you checked how many you had left.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like a good opportunity. They're side by side.
Yeah. And I am going to fireball.
Both of them.
Can I get all 3?
Actually, yes. If you center it just on Shandar, it'll hit all three. And it'll avoid my elemental. So I assume you're doing that.
I'm doing that.
3 dexterity saving throws. Well, I'm happy to report those are all low numbers.
All right. And
Fortuna has a 5.
Yep.
The commander has an 11. And Shandar.
Shandar the magician. That's actually an individual, you know, Shandar the magician.
I just looked up. I looked up names in the under Indian names in the Xanathar's guide because Nagas come from India, so I thought it would be appropriate to give an Indian name, and I saw Shandar there, and I remembered Get Smart. So why not? He rolls a 14, which I think also fails.
Yep.
Well, you're not groaning, so I assume this is a good fireball.
Finally, well, yeah, it's 30 points of damage.
Okay. So,
Commander takes 30, bringing him up to 44.
the commander takes 30 points of damage, yes, which... Shandar also takes 30 points of damage, is now surprised that a fireball came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Fortuna takes the damage, but is resistant to fire.
I figured being a tiefling.
Yeah. Could have technically used a legendary resistance to make it even lower, but that's fine.
Okay. Still has all 3 of those.
Yeah. Shandar says, "Did you perhaps forget to mention something?" After the fireball dies down.
Yeah.
The commander is barely on his feet at this point.
Alright.
That was a very good round. Do you have anything else you want to do?
It's so annoying, but I do not have any bonus actions.
Alright. At the end of your turn, Fortuna is going to take a legendary action.
Alright. Come on, do that thing where I get to roll on the table.
Yeah, she is going to do entropic magic because it seems like the best option. She says,
Hey!
she says, "Well, Zorik, you may be hidden, but your ally is not." Oh wait, she can't do that spell because that's too far away. All right. Instead, she's going to do entropic magic. She's going to take a different spell.
Okay.
All right. She brings up her hands in front of her, and similar to when I start conjuring magic missiles, 3 lights appear, but instead of being spheres of blue magical force, these are pilot lights of crimson fire, which shoot 3 rays of fire out at me. Scorching ray.
Yeah, yeah.
Alright, so 3 attack rolls against my armor class with her incredible spell attack bonus. Unless you're doing something?
I missed fireballing herself by 1 point.
Oh, that's what you were excited about.
That's what I was excited about.
Alright. Oh, good grief. Alright, that's a 27 for the first ray. That's a 22 for the second. And that's another 27. Alright, so they all hit me.
That sucks.
Unfortunately, because I was out of range for one of the spells she wanted to do, she's out of range for my counterspell.
Yeah.
Well, let's be honest. This is round 5, I believe. Yes, and this is the first bit of damage either of us has taken. 6.
Is
All
she
right.
concentrating on anything at the moment?
Yes, the Earth Elemental.
Is she concentrating on anything at the moment?
No, she's not.
Hmm.
All right, so I take 22 points of fire damage. Ouch.
Ouch.
And now I need to make a concentration check, and then we'll get to the wild magic.
And that's 11.
All right, so I rolled. No, that's the 17. I need to fill in that gap with so I can recognize the 7 and 17 without looking at the dice directly. I succeed on concentration
Alright.
because I have to beat an 11. All right. So what was the wild magic effect on that?
She rolled a 6, which means she gets to. Is this a. This is her legendary action thing. Yeah.
Yes.
So what is the legendary? What did the legendary action do?
She casts Scorching Ray. I mean,
That is being replaced, if that's the way this works. Because I'm not sure how it works with legendary action.
what does it say?
Instead of getting Scorching Ray, she is summoning a crystalline brown bear.
No, that doesn't work in this case because this is one of the rare instances where the spell happens before wild magic. Right, so that one does not. All of these will work, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, that's fine. All right, my Earth Elemental now, which I still have concentration on.
Well, she has at her beck and call a crystalline brown bear.
No, it doesn't work.
It doesn't work at all?
No, because the spell goes off, right? The replacing spell ones don't work, unfortunately.
Okay.
With
Well, so close to a fireball.
so close. You were excited. I could see it.
All the stupid wild magic stuff we've done in the last while
Yep.
hasn't shown up at all.
All right, the Earth Elemental stands up.
Yep.
Uses it costs half its movement.
Yep.
And I'm going to mentally instruct it to go attack the Naga instead.
Yeah, so I think you're enough.
Yeah. So 15 feet of movement doesn't get close enough, so that's uses action to dash. But it gets into melee. I'm going to say it's going to position itself between the Naga, her, and the fire. So so it's basically melee with both of them. I can get it there. All right. At the end of the Earth Elemental's turn,
Yep.
Fortuna is going to use her remaining legendary action. She's going to give the wheel another spin. Her cantrips aren't very effective. 8. So... Wave is what it lands on this time, and the wave glows blue.
Okay.
Unfortunately, the only thing within range is my elemental. Again.
Okay.
Make a Constitution saving throw, which it does succeed on this time with a 17. A sphere of water forms around, pure water forms around the elemental, but it bursts it aside. And the water falls to the ground and then evaporates.
Alright.
We're not quite sure what that one was doing.
It's a bonus action put on my half of water breathing in case it shows up again.
Technically, we were in the water before, and you never said you took your cotton water breathing off in the last session, so you're technically still wearing it.
Oh, alright.
Alright, my turn. I said, alright, I take out the Scroll of Ice Storm. I think it's time that I did something a bit bigger.
Alright, go for it.
Alright. Yeah, I'm intelligent enough to move back a little bit.
Okay.
She has not been countering any spells. But I'm not sure about this new thing.
Yeah.
It is a spellcaster. So I'm gonna move back half my movement to be out of counterspell range.
Yep.
Open up the scroll, and I'm going to cross the Ice Storm scroll that I prepared yesterday off of my character sheet. Alright, so I bring it out, read it, and I bring my hands down, and I create Shower of hailstones, which unfortunately is going to hit my elemental. The only thing not in this area effect is the commander, who has barely any hit points remaining. So I'm going to hit the 3 of them, and technically the bonfire, which will go up because of this.
Sure.
Dexterity saving throws from all 3 of them.
Elemental's not gonna make it.
And the elemental rolls a natural 20, forcing you to eat your words.
Apparently.
So it takes no damage. This is working out great all of a sudden.
Yeah, I know.
The timing on this is perfect. All right, Shandar rolls a 22 and saves.
Yeah.
Fortuna rolls a 14 and fails.
Is she gonna choose to succeed?
She's taken a beating. All right. Yes. I'm going to say that she's going to use one of her legendary resistances and choose to save instead from this.
Right.
So she's 2 remaining, which I'm going to mark down here.
Yep.
All right. So the elemental takes no damage, and they take half. 46 plus 2d8 cold.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. 2d8 bludgeoning and 46 cold. Alright, so that's 10 points of bludgeoning damage, half to 5. So neither of them have resistance to that anymore. And 15 points of cold damage, which we'll have to 7 for Shandar. He's taking the beating too. And unfortunately halves twice for Fortuna because she still has her fire shield healed up to 3.
Okay, all adds up.
It all adds up. It's not as good as I was hoping for, but that's fine. Oh, and the bonfire is doused. And the terrain around them in that, I think it's a 40-foot diameter cylinder across.
I always thought it was cubic for some reason.
No, it's a cylinder.
Okay.
Right. That area is now covered in ice. And
Hazardous terrain.
rain until the start of my next turn.
Yep.
Alright. And I, as a bonus action, am going to drink from my refilling flask of healing potion.
Yay.
Alright. And I heal 4 hit points. The bare minimum I can get off of that.
Oh well, that's free.
Yep. We come to Fortuna now, who gets all her legendary actions back. Alright. She says, well, this is not necessarily going as I had hoped. Alright. For her bonus action, she's going to drink another potion.
Alright.
The good news is, as per our house rule for drinking potions as bonus action, this is her second one, which means the last one she can have her pocket drink is a bonus action.
Yeah.
That applies to everyone, not just us. She heals 13 hit points.
Okay. Almost undoes the whole ice storm.
It does, I think, unfortunately.
Yes.
But she's having to use resources.
Yep.
Right. She looks up at the earth elemental. She's finding it to be a problem. Alright. Here's something she hasn't done any of yet, so let's give this a try. Yep. Even though she's in melee, she's going to do this. She brings up the diamond again.
Yep.
And she's going to cast Chromatic Orb. And she brings up her other hand, and you feel a pull in the field of meta magic as she twins the spell. As you did earlier.
Yep.
Spending one sorcery point to turn one Chromatic Orb into two. And aiming both at the Earth Elemental in melee range with her, but both at disadvantage. But she's doubling the odds of her hitting, basically.
Yeah.
That's a natural one for the first one.
That's it. She's done.
Huh? Well,
We
the
don't treat twin spells the same as we treat multi-attack. This has never come up before.
This has never come up before. I don't know. I'll roll the other one. It would hit. Alright. We've never done this before, so just to be perfectly fairness, I'm going to give her a concentration check to see if she can maintain this. Against... I'm going to see if she can maintain this.
Oh.
She does. So the second one is still going off. At a 26 to hit. But the other one is going to go flying, and we'll see where it goes in a moment.
Hit the Naga in the back of the head.
It could possibly hit the Naga. Could possibly hit the guard. I think the only thing it's not hitting is the elemental. Alright, so let's roll for the one that did hit first.
Yeah.
Also, it wasn't a natural 20 for the disadvantage, so that's nice. Oh, that's a terrible Chromatic Orb. 2 1s. 9 points of thunder damage, which will double to 18.
Okay.
Well, the elemental's still standing.
Yeah.
Alright, let's roll for this one. Alright. Mostly because I think this is funny. It's gonna hit the guard, the commander.
Oh, no. Funny would have been the Naga in the back of the head. He can't survive it.
No, he can't. I want to roll damage anyway. It takes more damage from it than almost takes more damage from the elemental does. Alright. Well, I'm glad we were able to induce a bit of humor with that natural one. Alright. So that's the end of her turn. So, round 6. So,
Before we start the round,
we've been out here for quite a while.
yeah.
And this boss fight's going to keep going by the looks of it. So, I think we're going to take a break here and start the combat up again at round 6.
All right.
Alright, so we're going to be back here in a moment to resume this thrilling climactic battle,
Yeah.
which is going quite well so far.
Lasting a lot longer than I thought it would.
Yep. So, we'll be back here in a few minutes.